Good evening, this is STV News. The accident in which the ceiling board collapsed in the Sasago Tunnel, Yamanashi Prefecture, on the Chuo Express and killed 9 men and a woman was on the 2nd, 8 years after the accident. The bereaved families prayed for the victims, prayers by offering a silent prayer near the tunnel at the time of occurrence at 8:03 a.m. On the same day, a memorial service hosted by the Central Nippon Expressway Company, Nagoya City, which managed the tunnel, will be held in Utsuki City, the same prefecture, and a total of about 20 people, including President Yoshihito Miyake and his bereaved family, will attend. Regarding the accident in 2018, the Kofu District Public Prosecutor's Office dismissed 10 people involved in company who were sent documents on suspicion of accidental fatal injury in business. The Kofu Prosecutor's Office voted that 2 tunnel inspectors were unfairly prosecuted, but the ground prosecution dismissed them again in April this year, ending the investigation. The Ministry of Health, Labor and Welfare is a drug price expert subcommittee of the Central Social Insurance Medical Council, advisory body of the Minister of Health, Labor and Welfare, Chuikyo on the 2nd, and the actual price of drug purchase from the wholesaler by medical institutions and the official price of drugs drug price. We report the result of investigating the price difference. In principle, drug prices have been revised once every 2 years along with medical fees. However, the government plans to revise it every year from the 2021 in order to optimize medical expenses and reduce the burden on the people. Following the spread of the new coronavirus infection, the related industries are cautious about the revision, but the government is likely to do it as planned and reduce the drug price. The government will conduct a drug price survey based on a basic guideline for the economic and financial management. Honibuto no Hoshi, which was decided in July, clarified the Ministry of Health, Labor and Welfare conducted a survey by narrowing down the number of target drug, wholesaler, and medical institutions. The revised vaccination law, which focuses on free vaccination of the new coronavirus vaccine, was passed at the plenary session of the hospital on the 2nd. The national government will bear all costs and the implementing body will be the municipality. The government will be able to conclude a contract with the pharmaceutical company to take over compensation for damages caused by vaccination. According to the revised law, the people are obliged to make efforts for vaccination in principle, but it is not applied when the efficacy and safety of the vaccine cannot be fully confirmed. In Japan, the spread of infection with the new corona continues, and it looks like third wave. Japan has announced that it will secure vaccine for all citizens by the first half of the next year, and has reached a contract agreement to purchase more than 145 million people from 3 companies in the United States and the United Kingdom. Of the 3 companies, Pfizer and Moderna in the United States have applied for emergency use permits, etc., to the country and to the European Union, respectively, and may be approved soon. The revised quarantine law, which can extend the isolation and hospitalization measures for immigrants infected with the new corona by up to 1 year from February next year, was passed by the upper house on the 2nd. The Nikkei stock average on the Tokyo Stock Exchange on the morning of the 2nd ended at 26,756.37 yen, 31.17 yen lower than the previous day's closing price. The trading volume is estimated to be 582 million shares. The Ward Council passed a resolution supporting the continuous exhibition with 24 votes in favor and 5 votes against in the deliberation on the first over the statue of a girl symbolizing the comfort women set up in the Meat District of Berlin, Germany. In response to this, the ward side, which temporarily revoked the permit, is expected to withdraw and permit the installation. The resolution quoted the Kono statement, apologized by the Japanese government, saying that the statute would be a catalyst for discussions on wartime sexual violence. In addition, the wording "we should look for a solution for permanent installation" was included in the installation deadline, which is set to 1 year. A member of the left who submitted the resolution said it should be corrected in a broader context against sexual violence during the war, not just in Japan, and then permanently installed. Several lawmakers have spoken on this issue. Instead of inciting a conflict between Japan and South Korea, a proposal was made to revise the content to indicate opposition to sexual violence with the involvement of local artists, and the Japanese government's request for cancellation of the establishment was exercising Japan influence. Some criticized him as a member of the Green Party. Chief Cabinet Secretary Katsunobu Kato said at a press conference on the morning of the 2nd that the former Liberal Democratic Party member Takamori Yoshikawa, the former Minister of Agriculture, Forestry and Fisheries, was suspected of receiving cash from a former executive of a major chicken egg production company. It's a matter of concern, and the government wants to refrain from commenting. In general, he said, each politician is required to be accountable for his actions. The 4 opposition parties, including the Constitutional Democratic Party, confirmed at a meeting with the chairman of the Diet on the morning of the 2nd that they would ask the ruling party to extend the current session of the Diet until the 5th in order to respond to the spread of new coronavirus infection. The specific extension will be adjusted by holding a meeting between the Secretary General and the Secretary General on the 3rd. In this regard, the Constitutional Democratic Party chairman, Jun Azumi, told reporters, "You should do it until the end of the year." On the 1st, the Eastern District Army of the Russian Army announced that it had deployed a surface-to-air missile S-300V4 to the Kuril Islands. According to local media, this is the first time the S-300 has been deployed to the Kuril Island. The location of the deployment has not been disclosed, but the military news site reports that it is Etorofu Islands. The S-300 was launched in the Syrian civil war, and local media reports that the type deployed this time has a range of 400 kilometers. The Russian army is proceeding with making it military base, such as deploying surface-to-ship missiles in the northern territories in October. The development of the main battle tank T-72B3 was reported. Rui Hachimura of the American Basketball Association, NBA, and the Wizard responded to an online interview on the 1st, saying, "If I can make use of what I learned last season for the second season starting on the 22nd, it's okay, I want to play more and more," he said with enthusiasm. Last season, when he was a rookie, he started in 48 games, including the opening game, although there was some withdrawals and league interruptions due to the injuries. He played as a mainstay. He said that he practiced three-point shooting when he was off and said, "I have gained about 5 kilograms and my movements have improved. I am confident in shooting three-point shots." Brooks revealed that he is considering Hachimura as a starting lineup for the power forward this season and hoped that he looks more confident than before. Keito Nakamura and Yuma Suzuki of St. Truden scored points against the Muskron in the enemy territory on the 1st in the Belgian First Division Soccer League. Nakamura participated in the middle of the second half and scored his first goal after the transfer just before the end of the match. Yu Suzuki, who participated fully, scored a penalty in the 18th minute of the second half. GK Smith also participated fully. The team lost 2-3. And that's all for today. See you tomorrow for another news update.